next game we played was FlowerFall.
Yes, Carl Chudyk made this by... say that one for me again.
What, who?
Asmadi.
Oh, Asmadi.
Asmadi.
Asmadi game.
Yeah, sorry. I always get it. The Asmodee always wants to come out, and I know that's not how you say it.
Yeah. I mean, you can pretty much you can almost pronounce it the same way if you just kind of like use English on it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like Asmadi.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Phonetically.
Phonetically, it looks the same.
Gotcha.
Or it sounds the same.
Yes.
But yeah, it's Asmadi. Basically, if you haven't played FlowerFall, I think it was Kickstarted. It was bunch of years ago. And side note, it came with copies of Win Lose Banana.
Oh, that wonderful game.
Huh?
That wonderful game.
That was not that wonderful game.
That
Gotcha.
wonderful game.
Anyway, so it came with like 2 copies of that. But basically, it has enough. There's 12 cards in your hand, I think, and there's up to 7 players. And everybody has the exact same cards. You just shuffle them. But the fronts are all like flowers, green flowers. There's 5 of them. Each flower has a dot in the middle to show like it needs to be covered up and stuff. And then on the backs or fronts, or however you want to say it, is all your color flowers. So everybody has the same arrangement of cards. It's just the flower color is different for you. So blue, red, whatever.
Right.
And what you do is you put these big rectangle cardstock cards. They're probably like twice as big as a card, maybe. And you throw a couple of them on the floor or on the table, and you take turns flipping the card over from your deck, and you can drop it on either side. And you're making patches. So as the cards overlap each other, you build these flower patches, the grass on it. But some of the cards have concrete, which will help break away from flower patches and stuff if you drop them properly. Everybody kind of wants to drop from the same area. So if you're on the table, you kind of lift maybe head height and you drop it on the table. Or we stood up and played it on the ground, so where you kind of drop it from waist height down to the ground. And so it's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody drops all their cards. And like I said, if you drop it on your color, it gives you control points for that flower patch at the end of the game. The green ones, which are the back of the cards, they're all the same. It's just 5 flowers of green. Those are points. So you're basically area controlling. So if you have a whole flower patch and I have 5 blue and Matt has 7 yellow and another player has like 3 purple, Matt would win that flower patch and gain points equal to all the green flowers. And that's pretty much the game.
Yep.
It's very dexterity based. It's very, the slightest movement can really change the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
Because if a card's not touching another card, it's not part of that flower patch, but it could be a minute. And so if it's on carpet, if you walk past it, or like hardwood floors or something, I mean, that card could scoot as your wind from your body. Hopefully it won't. And we didn't run into a lot of that, but it is possible.
Right.
Especially if somebody's like, check that out, and touches it. You're like, okay, well, you just completed that flower patch. But
it's definitely a game of millimeters.
Yeah. It's not as bad as we're making out to get, but it can be.
Right.
It just depends. I really like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun little filler.
I saw I think a video of them playing it, dropping it from the second story of Gen Con or Origins. I don't remember. No, it has been Gen Con, I believe. But they were dropping it, and like that, it's not a second story as in your house. This is like 25 feet in the air. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Second story of a convention center. I don't even know how anybody scored points there.
I was going to say that. Who knows where that's going to fall?
Yeah. Now, I think the only thing I found about the game I had a problem with is in a lower player count game, like 3 players. So the tiebreaker is pretty powerful.
Yes.
The tiebreaker becomes at the end of the game, if I have 5 flowers and Matt has 5 flowers and the other person has 5 flowers, whoever is closest to the start player or is the start player breaks the ties, because they went first and more cards had an opportunity to cover theirs.
Right.
It makes sense, but oh my God, we played this so many times, and I feel like in a 3-player game, tiebreaker matter.
Yeah.
It matters a lot, or at least with us.
Yeah. It came into play several times. We played 3-4 games, I think. 3
or 4 games. And then I've played many games with my family. We've had like 6 and 7 players multiple times, and the tiebreaker was almost just whatever, because you had
There's so much chaos, I'd imagine, with that many people.
With that many people, you have many flower patches usually because it's like, I'm going to go over here and make my own. Well, then one or two other people follow you, but it's not the rest of the players of the game.
Right.
Whereas with us, it's like building over here.
It's like, oh, what are you doing?
Well, what are you doing over there? And then the other two players come over and start building onto that too. So whatever. I mean, it's so minute, but in a 3-player game, I think it is a big deal. Past that, not a big deal. But in the end, it is just a game that's hilarious and fun anyway. So I don't think that, I mean, if you're getting, I feel like I'm trying to get really strategic with the game or whatever, but I just felt like I got tie broked many times. I'm talking at least 2 to 3 patches per game.
Right.
And I ended up with 0 multiple times in a 3-player game or in a 4-player game too. So anyway, anything else you want to add to that? It's a pretty small game. It's just a little deck of cards basically.
Right.
So good game though.
Yeah.
Good game. Think your kids would like it?
I don't know.
Do they like dexterity games?
I'm trying to think of any that we have that you would consider dexterity.
Time to play some Bling Bling Gemstone.
Yeah, we do have Click Clack Lumberjack.
Do they like that?
Yeah, they like that a lot. I think that's the only one. Oh, Animal Upon Animal, I guess.
Oh, what about Flick 'em Up?
We don't have, but I bet the kids would actually really like that. So that might be in the future. Maybe at a Gen Con, I'll take them by and let them see it and see if they like it.
Well, cool. That's FlowerFall.